The ultimate dream that humanity has been yearning for thousands of years. It will soon become a reality.
If he's willing to lie about one thing, he's willing to lie about everything.
Okay then, let's begin.
The experiment worked! Oh, happy Shikara.
After all, we are living in nothing but a simulation.
I feel calm when I'm around nature.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to more the Somnium Files nirvanA initiative. Today we're going to be doing a bit of an experiment because I have been having problems with my computer and I'm choosing to record today, hoping that nothing bad happens. Before, my computer was like crashing and stuff, so I was not able to record for last week. I wasn't able to post, but now I have things to the point where I'm just getting some like lag, and I'm hoping that it's just fine. So at the end of this, hopefully you notice nothing is wrong, either because nothing bad happened, fingers crossed, or I was able to edit it out. We're gonna find out. But anyways, so last time, what happened last time? Last time we did a sync with Chikara. We learned a little bit about him. One of the main things being that he like wants... Was it that he wanted like immortality or something? I don't know. I don't care as much about him because also in the last episode that we did, we met my new favorite character, Tokiko, who is the president of Nizet Laws. We learned a little bit about their organization and how they believe in the simulation theory. We had some weird stuff happen where she asked if we're a Freyer. I don't know. I just know that I love them and they're cool. I also wanted to say a thank you to, I wrote your name down, TriviaDex, for letting me know how the wink sync stuff works. So apparently there will be options for multiple people in a room to wink sync with. I just assumed that the game would only give me the option for one, since you can only do it once per day. But I'm gonna keep that in mind now because I wasted my wink sync on that security guy, and had I known, I definitely would have chosen Tokiko. And apparently if you were to have used your wink sync with Tokiko, it would have basically just shown her and nothing else. And the other characters kind of speculate that maybe that means that she like has a clear mind or something. But yeah, thanks for letting me know about that. I probably won't be doing like any sort of save scumming to try and get all of them, mostly because of the stuff happening with my computer. I just don't want to risk something happening and losing part of a recording or whatever. But I will keep that in mind and try to choose the characters that I actually want to know about. And if I happen to miss one that's like super interesting, feel free to let me know. I don't count that as a spoiler because it's something that I missed. Anyway, what is going on here? What type of person makes a good teacher? Tough but loyal person, indifferent person, a hard-boiled person that cries every day. What? Someone kind of like a friend. What? A teacher. Let's go tough but loyal, because we keep getting Hitomi stuff. I'm gonna try and choose different things. It's been hard. If you go too hard, the parents will. Alright. Okay, so Tama did a like recreation of the set for us to look at again. So we're gonna do that. There's no time, which is nice. I can actually like just walk around and look at stuff. I enjoy that. Host platform? Platform. Camera. What is that? Electric kettle. Yeah, let's look at that. That's probably important. There's an electric kettle here.
Maybe it's for having tea during breaks.
Thanks. That was definitely important. Switch mode.
Wow, I can switch to X-ray mode too.
Why are there...
That's because I've gathered all data from the scene.
Wait. Huh? What's going on over here? Huh? If she gathered all data from the scene, that means that there's people there. Some of them are headless. Are those just like dummies? I can't actually interact with them. Okay. Quiz show set. I can see the back of the set. There are a bunch of mannequins here. Why? At a quiz show? Giant monitor. The Amabi TV logo on a huge
The questions
monitor.
for the quiz also show up here too. Huh.
Is that weird? Okay. Host platform. It's the podium used by the quiz show host. Monitor.
Looks like it's there so the performers can check how they look on screen.
I'm basically just looking at all the stuff that I assume isn't important first. Okay. Cameras. That body was shown to the entire world through this camera. Okay. Signboard.
I wonder how deep this sign is embedded.
What do we do at times like these?
X-ray?
Right, the X-ray.
I will in a second. I feel like...
Like I mentioned yesterday, Jin's estimated time of death is 6 o'clock on February 9th.
6 o'clock on February 9th.
Based on the time his corpse appeared, it should be about 40 hours ago. Rigor mortis seems to be fading already. It's not completely gone yet, but the body has somewhat softened at this point. It should take more time to get to this stage if it's been on a rooftop in the winter. That's why I think this corpse was kept indoors, someplace warm.
What? Obtain information. Corpse discovery situation. Rigor mortis was already fading, and the body had somewhat softened by the time it was found. Okay. Interesting. Oh, there's stuff in the body, too. Also, the signboard has, like, an arrow?
The bottom part of the signboard is stuck pretty deep in there.
What is it? Is that, like, cans? Like a paint can? And a smaller can?
There's a bit of a curve at the tip. Kind of like a man's, you know what?
What are you talking about? That's an arrow.
Couldn't you have compared it to a fish hook or something?
Well, it won't come out easily. Whoever stuck it in probably didn't want it pulled out.
Of course not. A signboard would be useless unless it's standing.
It's useless unless it's standing?
Let's not go there.
No, that's not what I meant.
Sign stabbing corpse. The signboard was stuck in the corpse, so it's difficult to remove. Okay. So they did not want it removed. Maybe because there's other stuff in there?
What's this? There's something inside the body.
3 things catch my attention. First, a mixture of potassium chlorate, sulfur, and red phosphorus.
Oh.
This is probably a fire starter. It would ignite very easily.
Right, because it did, like, spontaneously
The
combust.
fuse is coiled up and extends from there. By the way, the fuse includes an oxidizing agent, so it can continue to burn even inside the body. And finally, at the end of the fuse is a powder mixture of iron oxide and aluminum. This is a substance that causes a thermite reaction. When ignited, it creates heat of over 3,000 degrees Celsius and burns violently.
Okay. Situation of corpse internals. Inside the corpse is fuel that goes off even with the slightest impact, a fuse and a substance that causes a thermite reaction. Okay, so I mean they wanted it to set on fire so no one could look closely at it. Alright. Clue list. Corpse discovery situation. So you can review everything. I don't know why they... Situation of corpse internals. Maybe state of corpse internals? Am I missing anything?
What's this? Getting a better look at it, it looks like something tied to his waist. It's like a spider's thread. No.
Okay,
Even thinner.
I did see that, but I thought it was just like something stylistically done.
My analysis concludes that this is a CNT, or carbon nanotube.
Was that to get it to set on fire?
Graphene sheets with the thickness of a single carbon atom. These were rolled into a cylindrical shape to make these nanotubes. The diameter is about 0.4 nanometers. A single nanometer is 1/1000th of 1 meter, so it's not visible to the naked eye.
What? But I can see it.
Yeah, you have an eye that isn't an eye, though.
That's because this thread is made by bundling multiple CNTs.
That too.
I've also enhanced your vision so you'd be able to see it. By the way, CNTs are extremely durable. They're elastic and hard to break, and it's said that their theoretical maximum tensile strength is 50 times that of steel. Anyway, where is the other end of the CNT connected?
In the rafters? Because it's going up? Mm-hmm. So, someone could have been on the other end and, like, maybe pulled it to start the fire?
That way.
Oh. Huh?
Over by that red lamp.
Off, on. By that red lamp. Lamp? Okay, it's a switch, but,
What's this?
It's the light switch.
right, because the power did go on and off. I see. So whoever turned the power on and off was standing over here.
The CNT is tied to it.
CNT extending from corpse. The CNT extending from the corpse was threaded through the ceiling beam and tied to the light switch. Okay.
Okay, it looks like we're pretty much done investigating here. Using the clues we've gathered so far, we should be able to solve the mystery.
Should we?
You mean the mystery of how Jin's body appeared?
Oh, is it? I'm thinking like, oh, they started the fire by like pulling on the string and causing like the slightest amount of trauma to all the internal mechanisms in there, and then the fire started. But maybe they're insinuating that he was lowered in.
That's what you're talking about, right?
Yep.
But it was only attached to like a little switch. I don't know. Like, that doesn't move that much. Unless it's like used for both. Truth reenactment. The truth reenactment allows you to find the truth with the information you've gathered. Okay, cool. Answer Tama's questions with the best answer. Only by correctly answering her questions will the truth be reenacted. Awesome.
Let's get on that now.
This sounds cool.
First
I'm into
thing, about that power outage when the body appeared.
Uh-huh.
Was it really just a power outage?
Or did someone just turn the
I
light
was
off?
wondering about that too. The lights came back on way too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, if the power did go out, the stream should have cut out at the same time.
I actually don't know why they assumed it was a power outage in the first place. Because I never really thought that.
But the stream went on, no problem.
Uh-huh.
So it wasn't an outage. The lights were switched off.
So how did the lights get turned off?
The light switch.
Well, I think I know what did it.
How did the lights get turned off? Oh, I can move around? Do I have to, like, go to the thing? Is that how this works? The light
That's
switch?
the switch that powers the lighting.
Yeah, let's not overthink this. Someone simply walked up and flipped this switch.
Did the switch become different? Oh, I guess... when it first showed it, it was in the off position.
But no one was near the switch when the lights went out. Let's try to think of something else.
No one was near it? How do you know? How did the lights get turned off? The string? Huh? CNT
There were bundled
extending from
CNTs
corpse,
tied
yeah.
to the body. They were routed through the ceiling beams and onto the light switch.
But a dead body can't pull strings.
If it was lowered down, it would pull on the string and thus make... They made it so that the the switch is weird because the off position is when it's up and the on position is when it's down, which is weird. But if the corpse pulled on the string by being, like, lowered, it would have turned the lights off, right?
No, but it can fall.
Yeah.
From the ceiling, I mean.
Now that you mention it, I thought I heard something hit the floor right after the lights went out.
If it fell, it landed very exactly.
The body fell from the ceiling and tugged on the CNT, which caused the light switch to turn off.
Mm-hmm.
So on to the next question. The corpse was hidden up in the ceiling, right?
Yes.
Then how did it fall?
Someone pushed them. Wait, the ceiling beams were damaged. The culprit dropped it from above. The CNT attached to the switch was pulled. No. The rigor mortis softened. So is the idea for that one that it was stored up there and that with time it would fall? But for it to have happened, that's like so convenient. Or is it? Because you would know roughly when rigor mortis would like stop, right? I'm gonna choose that one because just saying the culprit dropped it from above, I feel like that's too... Nothing else has indicated that there was someone up there, right? So I'll choose this.
The culprit used the mechanism of the body softening after rigor mortis. The body must have been placed up in the ceiling like a bridge between two beams. It would stay up there while the body is still stiff.
That's still kind of wild how the body landed perfectly, but I guess the string is attached to the top there, so it would kind of land like that. It's just convenient that it like landed perfectly facing the camera and everything.
But as time passes and rigor mortis lessens, the corpse softens.
And that's what made it fall down. Now for the final question.
Who did it?
Why did the body explode and burn?
Because there's stuff in it.
That can be explained by using the X-ray mode.
The stuff.
It's because of the contraption set up inside the body. The ignition agent combusted from the impact of the body hitting the ground.
Yeah.
The fire went up the coiled fuse and onto the substance that triggered a thermite reaction. The substance was eventually ignited, causing a huge explosion.
How did the lights turn back on?
So that interval between the fall and explosion was because of the time it took for the fire to reach the end of the fuse.
Would that have just been from someone going and turning on the lights? If that's the case, they would know it wasn't a power outage. Huh?
I get it. It was hard to find traces of that trick because it was such an analog method.
Alright, I think we're starting to figure things out here. So you can turn off this VR space now.
No,
VR.
not yet. That was just a rehearsal. We still have the main show.
Or are they gonna like show the whole reenactment?
What do you mean?
We're recreating the culprit's actions.
Are you telling me to do that?
You're the only actor here, aren't you?
This is literally a VR space. You could make anything.
Actor?
So, I'm Tama, the director and camera operator. Now that I'm in the director's chair, I'm not going to tolerate shoddy acting, so keep that in mind.
Are we recording something?
Of course we are. We're testing a theory here, so we need to create something that can be viewed objectively.
I have no idea what you're going on about.
Shut your stupid mouth, you third-rate bit part actor! Are you too much of a moron to figure this out without the director having to tell you everything?
But...
Just zip it and play the culprit. If we're doing this, we're going for the Academy Award.
The thing about that is, though, nothing about what we just talked about, like, explained anything that the culprit would have been doing aside from putting the body up in the rafters, right?
Academy? Like, the nuts?
Enough! Let's get this started! Ready? Action!
Hi! I'm, the culprit who killed Jin.
Okay.
Now, prepare to witness an amazing show featuring this corpse.
Not only is your acting amateurish, but I don't even understand what kind of character you're trying to play here.
I am an amateur.
Well, this is just the beginning, so I'll give you a pass for now. Let's start with the positioning of the body.
Okay.
Where and how was it placed?
Where and how? It was up in the rafters.
Well... it was right here.
Okay.
The body was placed so it was hung like a bridge between two beams.
You can place it like this because it was stiff from rigor mortis. So that's how they did the light trick.
I guess if it was placed like that, it would have made it easier to fall in a specific way.
Carbon nanotubes, CNT, were tied to the body. The CNT went up the beams and extended downward, onto the light switch.
CNT is too thin to be seen with the naked eye, so no one noticed it.
I've got it all set up. Now I just need to wait for the rigor mortis to subside.
I'm still wondering about how the lights were turned back on, because if the corpse pulled the switch up, theoretically if someone were to go to that same switch to try and turn it back on, they would meet resistance because the string would still be pulling on it.
Hey, aren't you supposed to be in character?
Boy! I sure hope the corpse gets softer soon! It needs to be soft and squishy! Like an octopus!
Are you okay?
This scene makes no sense. I'm cutting it out.
You made me do it!
And after time passed, rigor mortis began to subside.
Uh-huh.
The body falls, and the impact sets off the ignition agent inside it. The fire travels up the fuse line.
Soon after, a staff member turns on the lights.
If a staff member turned on the lights, then they knew it wasn't a power. Okay.
Bam! A body appears, as if it teleported in out of nowhere. Sometime later, the burning fuse inside the body reaches the explosives. And that is the truth behind the corpse's sudden appearance and explosion!
Okay. But does that tell us anything?
Cut!
About who did
Good
it?
work. I got some nice footage of the reenactment.
Aside from being smart and able to set that all up.
I still don't understand why the acting was necessary.
That was cool though. I really liked how they did that. Where you get to kind of reenact the scene and gather clues and stuff.
All makes sense now. That corpse didn't teleport here after all.
Of course it didn't. Though the culprit obviously wanted it to seem that way.
Half of a body just suddenly appearing out of nowhere. Just like the Philadelphia experiment. Someone went through all that trouble to make it look like something strange occurred.
I think they also wanted to draw as much attention as possible to that sign.
Yeah.
All so they could spread that QR video.
Which we still don't really know what that was. Oh, hold on. What's your favorite food? Pork, shrimp, cheese, or squid? Okay, well, I don't eat anything fish. Pork. Huh? Oh. Do you want a snack? I know I'm supposed to be talking to you. I'm just kind of looking around to see what there is. It's a park. Okay. Hello. About the time rigor mortis would subside, why did the culprit blow up the corpse? About the reason that the corpse cross-section was facing downward. The corpse's cross-section was facing downward. Oh, okay. So they're basically explaining anything that would be... that I would bring up. Like, how did this, you know, conveniently happen?
The culprit must have wanted the body to fall during the live stream, right? It would have been pointless otherwise. But could they really predict when rigor mortis would dissipate so accurately?
Yeah, is that something that's like, there's typically a certain amount of time? Because the live stream goes on for like hours, right? So I feel like they could get it to fall down during the stream.
The culprit didn't put the corpse up on the ceiling beams while it was completely stiff. It had to have been after the body had started to soften, just slightly. That way, they could estimate that the body would fall in a few hours or so. The stream was scheduled for a whole 6 hours.
Yeah.
The culprit was fine as long as the body fell sometime during that period.
Okay. Why did the culprit blow up the corpse? I feel like that's obvious, so you can't look into it too
Their
much.
goal was to make it seem like a supernatural phenomenon.
Oh, okay, or that.
That's why they couldn't leave the CNT on the scene.
Right.
Because it would give away the trick?
I mean, that's kind of like what I said, so you can't investigate it too much.
Right.
So that's why they caused a thermite reaction and destroyed the CNT.
CNT is highly flammable carbon material. It doesn't stand a chance against 3,000 degree temperature, but it bonds with oxygen to create carbon dioxide, which helps extinguish the flame. Okay. About the reason the corpse's cross-section was facing downward. Okay, yeah.
That body fell from the studio ceiling.
I assume they're gonna say, 'cause the string.
If it fell sideways when it landed, the culprit's plans would have been ruined.
Yes, like you said, it would have been pointless unless the sign was standing erect. Just like a man's you-know-what.
Again with that joke? Besides, it is not useless when it's not erect.
Exactly.
What?
There was another purpose to the sign.
Was it a, like, counterweight to kind of balance it? with the arrow at the bottom and stuff?
It's the same reason darts and rockets have tails.
I get it. The cut surface would naturally face the ground because of that sign. It was meant to control the body's posture as it fell.
Okay. Good enough for me.
So, to wrap it all up, the culprit's motive was to make this seem like a supernatural phenomenon and to spread the QR video, right?
I don't know if that's all there is to it, but probably.
I wonder why Jin was chosen.
Who knows?
Where could his left side be?
In the future.
It hasn't been found yet. Anyway, starting our search with the people who might have the intel we need is the #1 rule of investigation, right?
Like who?
Jin's right half was up in the studio ceiling the whole time we were shooting the show. There must be someone who knew about it, or at least noticed it.
You mean... the director, Shinpei Wagai.
Right.
You're just assuming he noticed it?
Where is he now?
I've tracked him down using his smartphone GPS. He's in Akihabara right now.
Also, you're assuming he noticed it and didn't say anything?
At the maid cafe, Sunfish Pocket.
Sunfish Pocket! Let's go. I still don't know why we drive around in a limo. Hey, better look at the portraits. Oh, never mind. Hi.
There he is!
Neither of those girls looked too happy to be working here.
Ah, shit.
What? Huh?
Damn!
Wait, what? Why would you just automatically pull out a gun? That just makes you more suspicious. What? Oh god, it's gonna get me to do stuff, isn't it? Which hand is my right hand? Which hand is my... Wow, she got on the ground very fast. Alright, what's going on? Okay. Also, that one girl just standing with her hands on her mouth. RB. Okay. With her hands on her mouth, like, get down. Why would you just pull a gun? You were at the scene of a crime. Obviously, people would want to come and talk to you.
Firing your gun in here? Are you insane? There are customers and staff in here.
Well, there were. Where did they go?
My bad.
An apology is not gonna cut it.
Yeah, jail?
Several people have called the authorities. The local police should be here soon.
What the heck? That seemed like such an overreaction. You don't even know why we're here. What if we just came to the cafe to be at the cafe?
Hey, can't you just let me go?
What?
I told you, my girl's pregnant, right?
So?
I can't go to jail!
Well, you should have thought of that before you pulled out a gun, dude.
That's why I accepted his offer in the first place.
Huh?
I needed money to take care of my kid.
Accepted whose offer?
Some guy named Terror.
Why do I know that name? Wait. Oh no, I've heard that name and I forget.
I don't know his real name. Haven't seen his face or heard his voice either.
Terror. Terror. Terror.
All my contact with him was through Nile.
That has been brought up before, but I don't even have it written down. I just know that it was brought up.
What did he ask you to do?
He said,
Put this corpse in the ceiling. What? I want to borrow your studio for an hour or so on the 10th before you start preparing for the stream. Okay. Do not let anyone near the studio during this time. That includes you. All you need to do is keep the entrance unlocked, that's all. I'll pay you 5 million. If everything goes well, I'll pay you on the night of the 11th.
So me and the staff haven't met this terror guy at all.
Okay. None of that was like you committed a crime. You just let someone into a studio. You could have just given us that evidence at the beginning, and you probably wouldn't have been in trouble. Hello?
I don't know what happened in the studio either. I had no idea that was gonna happen.
Yeah, you should have just said that you got this text and you let someone in. What were you thinking? Alright, well, too late now. Come to class 3A at Sekiba High. You'll get your money there. Did you just get that? Wait, is today the 11th? I didn't look at like what day it is.
Sekiba High.
Why Sekiba High?
Ryuki!
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, you're just leaving. I guess other people called the authorities. Also, it is the 11th. Okay. Something in here? Something not good?
The director of Horodori Institute of Genetics.
That's not money.
Chikara Horodori.
How is he stuck to the...
No way. It can't be.
Well... Nothing to be done. Ryuki Chapter 2. Chapter 2. I can't talk. Ikume Shrine.
Mr. Date told me about this shrine. This place is so full of nature. Just like Yoyagi Park.
Yeah, I can look around. I've been here before. There's the stone, there's the shrine.
It's just calming here.
I see.
I see.
Tama, would you mind giving me some support?
What's that supposed to mean?
What do you mean?
I've been thinking about Chikara's murder.
Are you sure you're okay, Ryuki?
Yeah, weren't we like just with him? What happened? Wouldn't he have still been with like ABIS?
What do you mean?
I feel like all of this has been taking a huge mental toll on you.
I'm fine. More importantly, can you recreate the crime scene for me? I just need to close my eyes, right?
Are we gonna do that thing again? I love that.
Yeah, but... Fine. I'll play along. You are technically my master. I can't disobey your orders.
Thanks. Let's start then.
And in this one, assumedly, the corpse didn't catch on fire, so there was nothing dismissing it. Or, like... There's nothing to hide it being a not paranormal event.
It's just like the real thing.
I learned how to do 3D modeling in a correspondence course. Back when I was a student, my grandma told me I should learn a skill set.
Your grandma? Okay. Oh, I can't walk around? It's a blackboard. There's nothing particularly suspicious about it. Lockers. Windows.
Ryuki,
Chair.
can you not rub your face on it?
I'm not!
What? Student chair, nothing really of note. Table. I want to look at everything. Teacher's desk. Door. With a big circle. Monitor? Okay, hello. X-ray.
I'm sorry, Ryuki. This might freak you out, but there's something I have to tell you. Will you hear me out?
It's gonna be something stupid. Go ahead.
What?
The thing is, this corpse is so cowardly that it has no guts!
Okay.
What?
I know. That was so bad. The joke was over before I even said it. But I just had to do it. I mean, look, the corpse is completely missing its guts.
Why?
I couldn't let this chance pass me by.
The reason the corpse is on the blackboard is because it doesn't have internal organs anymore. What? The open space inside the body has a lower pressure than the outside. It's similar to how suction cups work. Oh, okay. So that's explaining how it's stuck to the board. Okay. All right.
Chikara's right side. The cross-section is stuck right onto the blackboard.
What's the estimated time of death?
Based on the time the body was discovered, that would make it about 4 hours ago.
When were we with him? What time was it then?
So, around 8 p.m. on February 11th. Right around the time we were meeting with Tokiko.
Okay. That would have been like right after we did the sync with him.
Looks like there aren't any other clues here.
So he just left and then he died? Okay. That was it?
Well, satisfied?
Not really. What about the security cameras?
I checked the footage, but I didn't see anyone suspicious.
Did you see anyone, though?
Of course, that place is huge, so there are plenty of areas the security cameras don't cover.
And I guess one of those areas is outside that classroom?
Any cameras on campus?
None. Do you remember what Gen said? The security at Sekiba High is completely lacking.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. About the Nile message Terror sent Chimpei.
I think he was lying about the money. Terror probably wanted someone to find Chikara's body.
You mean he wanted Chimpei to find it?
Not necessarily. It might have been for the police. Terror might have predicted that someone from the police would contact Chimpei.
Okay. Is Terror
That's
the
my
culprit?
assumption. I can't think of any other suspects.
Just who is this Terror?
I wouldn't be having so much trouble if I knew that.
It can't be Tokiko, can it?
I mean, supposedly we were with her at the time that was happening. She's president of a, like, assumedly big organization, though. So, there's nothing to say that the organization isn't behind it.
Tokiko was with me at Chikara's time of death. And she was in Okinawa during the incident with Jin.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, at the very least, it seems unlikely that she did it personally.
But something has been bothering me. I feel like Tokiko is involved somehow.
I mean, that was kind of my feeling too, but I just don't know how.
Chikara was a member of NICE,
Yeah.
and he knew about Bats 490. That's not all. The appearance of Jin's corpse was made to seem like a paranormal phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
As if the same thing from the Philadelphia experiment had happened.
After all, we are living in nothing but a simulation.
Love your voice.
A false world created by a program.
Could she have done all this to give her claim credibility?
I don't know, but it's possible. In any case, let's go see Tokiko.
Yay! Also, we never really learned more about, she mentioned the Order Percent, which Chikara was apparently a part of. And I think it was supposed to be more of, like, a religious version of, like, what Nizet Laws is. We never really learned a whole lot about that. I'd like to know what it was. since she seemed to not like it.
I have to talk to her.
Understood. We've come this far. I'll back you up until you're satisfied.
Every once in a while, Tama's boobs, like, move, and I see them, like, out of the corner of my eye. It bothers me. What the heck? We're driving down in, like, the limo that's very well rendered, and then the car coming the other way is just like a cube. Hello!
I've been expecting you.
It's
I thought
daytime.
You would be arriving soon.
We can see this place more clearly now.
What do you mean?
I knew you would come see me.
Okay. I mean, I knew I would too, but it's a big window, pond. I don't know, I'm clicking on everything
The
again,
symbol
but...
of Nyes, the non-upal X.
The non-upal X.
There are 4 unseen X's hidden within. They represent the truth of the world you live in. That is yet another meaning inside the non-upal X.
Lights, statue. Hey, Mamoru. That was your name. Cool ceiling. Sorry, I I like this room, so I want to look at it. Anything suspicious about Tokiko?
Not really. She's a kind woman. But I obviously wouldn't tell you even if I did know something. As her secretary, it's part of my job to protect her secrets.
Mamoru is an excellent employee who faithfully fulfills his duties. I have complete trust in him.
Suspicious.
I'm honored to hear that. I respect you from the bottom of my heart as well.
Gag.
Oh. A distraction. 1 second. What do you do to maintain peace? Being friendly with neighbors, avoiding others. Starting an NPO? I don't know what that is. Don't complain. I'm gonna choose avoiding others. Is it a little sad? No. About this room.
As you know, this is the president's office at the Nyes Japan branch.
The world is full of rubbish. Such things should all be washed away.
Oh, do you explain? I was like, what does that have to do with anything? It's explaining the waterfall, I guess.
That was my thinking when I designed this room.
You designed this? That's so cool. I love it.
You designed it.
Yes. The flow of water cleanses one's heart. Just like the flow of time.
I still think it would have been cool if there could be a waterfall on both sides and that the waterfall's in the middle, like under this. And then you could still have a window like behind the waterfall so the light shines through the water. That would be cool. Anyway, why the sunglasses? It's because he was modeled that way and they didn't want to make
These
another model.
aren't sunglasses.
Huh?
It's a fairy's black bra.
What a degenerate.
Okay. Hello. Do you know someone named Chinpei Wagai?
No, I don't.
Then do you know about terror?
I've heard that name on the news, yes. This is about the culprit, is it not?
Yes, but...
I have absolutely no idea who it could be. I'm sorry I can't help you, but...
Jin's right half didn't teleport.
I've solved the mystery, Miss Shigure. Jin's right half didn't teleport. It was just made to seem that way. It should have been obvious when you think about it. Teleportation? It's impossible. We live in a simulation? This is a fake world created by a program? Impossible.
I mean, I'm sorry to tell you, but it is true in your case.
Simulation theory is nothing but occult nonsense. Just a ludicrous myth like UFOs, ghosts, and Kappa.
I mean, UFOs are literally real, just they're not necessarily you know, from space. They're just objects that are unidentified and flying in the air.
I'm sure there are people who'd like to believe in these things. And there are groups who profit by making people believe.
Mr. Ryuki, it appears as though there's been some misunderstanding. We of NICE have nothing to do with this.
Are you sure about that? All the pieces would fit together if NICE is the one that made the QR video. The falsified paranormal phenomenon, what was written on the signboard, it all advances your agenda. Could it be that you wanted to spread the QR video by showing that sign along with the corpse on stream?
As I've told you, we are not the ones who made the QR video.
See, like, even to say that, that's a really big claim, because if you have a whole organization under you, who's to say that anyone within that organization didn't act on their own, right?
What is the purpose of the QR video in the first place? Are you saying there is some message urging people to join NICE in it?
About Chikara's murder.
I know of the incident, of course. However...
Yes, I know you have an alibi. We were here, having a conversation during the time of Chikara Horadori's death.
We literally talked about him.
But that doesn't necessarily mean you're completely innocent. You are the president of NICE. Surely you have plenty of subordinates who can do your bidding.
Are you implying I ordered someone to kill him?
It's a possibility.
And what would be my motive?
Well...
Yeah, that's a good... that's a good question. He's part of the Order Percent. You say you don't like them.
Remember what Tokiko said. Chikara Horadori is
Hey.
an avid believer in the Order Percent.
Hey, that's what I said.
Their order and NICE are heading in completely different directions.
But they haven't specified really exactly the directions and how they're different.
Perhaps NICE and the Order of Percent are hostile.
I see. You're suggesting there was a conflict between organizations. It is true that NICE and the Order of Percent have differing beliefs. However, we are not at odds with one another. Both organizations believe in the simulation theory. In that respect, we are comrades.
What do NICE and the Order of Percent believe in? Thank you.
We are living in a simulation, a false world. And from this false world, we seek emancipation. That is what NICE believes. On the other hand, the Order of Percent...
Do they not want to escape the simulation
We
or
are
something?
living in a simulation, a false world. But they wish to remain imprisoned within it, forever.
For what purpose? Do they plan to take advantage of it or
Forever.
something?
Mr. Ryuki, have you ever played an open-world game where you play as a criminal?
A game that lets you rob, murder, blow things up, leave a trail of debris wherever you go. An absurd, heinous game where you can freely commit all sorts of horrible crimes.
I've never played anything like that, but I know what you mean.
Then you can understand.
So it is. They plan to take advantage
If
of it.
this is a false world created by someone, then the Order of Percent believe they can do whatever they wish. To them, this place is a true utopia. A dream world where they're allowed to do anything they want with no real consequences.
I mean, simulation or not, wouldn't that be the same in the real world too? Like, what's the difference?
That's why they want to live here forever?
Exactly.
I get it. That's why Chikara was researching immortality.
In theory, using Purge, even immortality is achievable. The ultimate dream that humanity has been yearning for thousands of years. It will soon become a reality. What do you think? Isn't that wonderful?
About Chikara's research on immortality.
I am aware that Chikara was very particular about immortality. However, I will say one thing. One must not believe in eternal youth. Eternal youth is a lie.
Why do you say that?
By the way, Mr. Ryuki, Do you remember what you said earlier? Simulation theory is nothing but occult nonsense. That is clearly false. The simulation theory is not occult. It falls within the realm of science.
That is true.
In fact, many esteemed scientists have given serious thought to the matter.
Not necessarily true science, but it's still more science than occult.
The theory was originally proposed by a Swedish philosopher. However, the concept has been around since long ago, even as far back as the days of Plato and Zhuangzi. This world may be an illusion. At least, there is no way to prove it isn't an illusion. There are great people throughout history who have held such ideas.
But there's no way to prove it is an illusion either, is there?
No, there is plenty of science to support it. The holographic principle, theory of relativity. The measurement problem in quantum theory can also be considered proof.
I still don't understand what difference it would make, though. Obviously, it makes a difference for them if they want to get out of it, but what difference does it make if you were in a simulation versus not in a simulation? Like, does it matter? Is it any less real? What would be the difference between the simulation world and the real world? Like, actually. You know? The Swedish philosopher's claim?
I'd like to ask you one thing. Beings that are far more intelligent and advanced than we humans. Do you believe a civilization of such beings exists anywhere in this world?
Sure, why
And
not?
by this world, I mean all possible worlds in the entire universe, including those outside of our own.
Sure.
Well, somewhere out there, probably.
I agree. Taking that into consideration, we're left with 3 possibilities. 1. Civilization hasn't reached a level of technology advanced enough to create a simulation that can't be distinguished from reality. 2. Civilization has reached a level of technology advanced enough to accomplish this, but it hasn't for some reason. 3. Civilization has reached that level of technology and has no strong reason not to use it. Therefore, they've proceeded with creating an intricate simulation. Which of these do you think is most likely?
Are you saying it's 3?
That is what a famous Swedish philosopher believed, at least. He further explains, that civilization must have run simulations millions or even trillions of times. In which case, it would make sense to believe our world would be included in one of those simulations.
You're saying it's far more likely that we're one of the countless simulated worlds, rather than a world that exists in the one and only reality. Do I have that right?
Yes.
But what? I still... I'll stop repeating myself. Oh? Additionally, the simulation in the real world may be a simulation... What? Additionally, the simulation in the real world may be a simulation itself. Kind of like a Matryoshka doll. Matryoshka doll? I don't know if I said that right. Just so you know, I'm not saying I believe in the simulation theory. The simulation theory isn't too credible because of this Matryoshka aspect. Okay. I'm getting sleepy. What? The holographic principle.
Even light cannot escape a black hole. I'm sure you've heard this before.
Wasn't that... Didn't they, like, see something in a black hole or something relatively recently?
Information is the same. It cannot escape a black hole. It's known that the amount of information trapped in this way is not derived from the volume of the black hole, but the surface area. Considering this, you can conclude that information in a 3-dimensional space is stored in the boundary of its 2-dimensional surface. In other words, all information stored in this universe is encoded in a single flat plane, just like a hologram. Regarding gravity and other physical processes, they can be completely accounted for through the laws of physics defined by the boundary surface. Let's take a character from an action game, for example. When that character falls, you may think he was pulled to the ground by gravity. However, gravity does not actually exist in the game world. Only code that was written in the program. The character's body is merely made to show as if it fell based on its code.
You think this world is the same?
The holographic principle is not a theory. It is a principle. It has already been mathematically proven.
Okay. That's a nice watch. I'm getting sleepy. The processing speed
Say this
problem.
world really is, then that would mean a computer or something that's running the simulation exists somewhere, right?
I twitched and I hit the button. Say this world really is a simulation. Okay.
But it doesn't seem realistic that everything that happens in the universe could be derived by calculation.
Does it?
Yes, you are right. However, there is no need to calculate every phenomenon. Only what observers see and experience. Take the measurement problem in quantum theory. It explains the inexplicable phenomenon observed in the double-slit experiment. Quantum matter appears as particles when observed, and as waves when not observed.
Yeah.
For the latter, its position cannot be specified because it exists as a stochastic wave. Therefore, it must be calculated and processed as the entire wave, and is impossible to reduce. The faster an object moves, or as the effects of gravity increase along with the increase in mass, time progresses slower, as I'm sure you know.
And that's related to processing speed?
Yes. When the load during calculation is increased, a phenomenon akin to a processing failure occurs. That is why nothing can exceed the speed of light. The calculation wouldn't be able to catch up if acceleration is infinite.
Oh my god, another one? Oh my god, a long one? Let me explain the double slit experiment. We shoot a ray of light toward a board with two slits with a screen behind it. I think I've seen like videos that like demonstrate this or something before. This causes the rays to be distorted to look like stripes. This is because the light has the property of a wave. Then what would happen if we shot light molecules one at a time? The light molecules will show up as a dot on the screen. By continuously doing this, the stripes reappear. Why is this? The light molecules are only being shot one by one, so the board shouldn't have an effect. The next part of this experiment was done using a detection device to see which slit the molecule went through. This caused the stripes to disappear and only two lines appeared on the screen. Isn't that interesting? When it's not being observed, they appear as waves, but as soon as you try to observe it, they appear as lines. This is the gist of the detection problem in molecular theory. Okay. This is a bit too complicated for— That's a nice watch. Huh?
Then let us leave it at that.
What? Oh. I guess that was a thing to be like, I'm done.
There is no denying that the simulation theory is true. But unlike Chikara, I have no interest in the concept of immortality. Because my objective is to tear at the seams of this world and emancipate us all.
I still want to know, to what end? What do you hope to accomplish by doing that?
So you mean dying?
No. Death and emancipation are completely different. I have no desire to commit suicide, though I would be fine with dying at any time.
Because this world isn't real.
There is that, yes. However, there is another reason. If I wish to do so, I can resurrect myself.
Oh?
We are living in a false world created by a program. Therefore, if we can rewrite its code, we can create miracles.
And have you figured out how to do that?
Like reincarnation, or even...
Wow, you have such lovely eyes.
bringing someone who has already passed back to life.
Did you just break your doll? No.
Has this woman lost it? Ryuki, you were right. There's clearly a lot of reasons to be suspicious of Tokiko.
Yeah. Let's check with WingSync.
Okay. Why did it shift me over here? WingSync. I still find it so funny that it does that pose.
I saw everything. If you don't do as I say, I'm sure you know where this is going.
What is this?
Looks like Tokiko is blackmailing someone.
What is it she saw?
I don't know. This is as far as we can get through WingSync.
Actual sync? I don't know if we have enough on her to be like, hey, you have to come with us. So.
Then...
Yes, let's get a deeper look into her mind. Using a regular sync.
Do we have the authority to just do that, though? We have no reason to, like, believe that she's actually involved because she has, like, alibis and stuff. Are we allowed to do that? I guess so. Okay. Oh my god, we're just, like, here already. How did we convince her to come? Because we can't just, like, arrest her. Like, what happened?
Ryuki, just to confirm, you did get permission, right?
How else did she get here?
Yes, she accompanied me voluntarily and...
No, I meant from boss.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen Boss. She wasn't in the control room.
It's fine. I'll be sure to talk to her later.
I don't think this is a good idea. Besides, you don't look so good, Ryuki.
He looks literally normal
I'm
to
fine.
me.
So please, I need more leads to solve this case.
But you... Oh, fine. I'll help you for now, but I won't be held responsible. Deal?
Okay. This should be
Look,
interesting.
Ryuki, please just don't cause any problems.
What? What does that mean?
You can only stay in Somnium for 6 minutes. I absolutely need you to follow this rule.
Does he become like a troublemaker or something? Like what?
Yes, understood.
Okay then, let's begin.
All right.
I wonder if this is the Nye's president's room. It's really white, though.
Like it's just it doesn't matter. Like the simulation world that she believes that this is. I think that that's where we're gonna stop. What did we even do? I guess Chikara died. Shinpei is a little bit dumb. I don't know why he decided to pull a gun on us. Whatever though. But yeah, I guess next time we'll be syncing with Tokiko. This should be fun and interesting. And also I didn't get any lag on my computer, so like that's doubly cool. Love that. Hope that keeps up. Yeah, so I have nothing to say. I guess I'll just see you guys next time. I hope you all have a good day, night, evening, whatever time it is. Take care, everybody. Bye.